Hello everyone, and I have already messed up. Come on, it was supposed to start like wait. Let me try. Let me try it again. Hello everyone. Well, back in the Peugeot. Let me put the gloves on. But welcome to Le Mans. We have ×3 fuel, ×3 tire wear. It's gonna be quite an interesting one. Yeah, I'll say a couple of words. Yeah, I mean, let me remove the hamster back again. But got sent this in Discord, and I thought it was quite a nice one. Right. The chat is here. The setup is assigned and loaded. It's ×3 fuel, so I have to be careful. 25. Yeah, I don't even know how much. It's gonna be 8-minute quali, so that's 2 runs. And we will qualify on medium because it's very hot. 49 track temp, that means basically softs will disintegrate. I don't even know what fuel to take here. But yeah, anyway, I've already I apologize in advance if my voice or the sound is a bit off, but well, 2 days ago I had 38 fever. It's unbelievable, like since the winter people around just keep coughing and sneezing and being sick and having a runny nose. It's unbelievable, and I fought off all the viruses until June, but June 1st I succumbed to the pressures of the malevolent virus. So I'm a bit off today, but should be fine for a couple of words and a couple of corners. And yeah, so for me to stop ignoring the chat, let me finally say thank you again, Pirate, for your optimism. Let's see. The Peugeot is a little bit off pace compared to Ferrari at Le Mans, but I did some clicks on the setup. And with fuel ×3, it will be very, very interesting how the strategy develops in the race. Because full push is like 3.8 laps. But to make one stopper work, it's 1 4 lap and 1 5 lap stint. And about the June update, it's of course really good that finally we get the full 24 content. And then thinking about the final shot of the Stephen Hood video. Yep, that's probably Valkyrie. Hi Jake, I think I saw you somewhere in the practice session, but you have not made it to split 1, I suppose. Or you didn't register. Wait, 25, 30, I don't even know how much fuel I need. Ah, you didn't register for this one. Alright, well, there are many options. Yeah, Jake, that's the neat part of the silver events this week. Really good fun to have it mixed around now and then. I don't really know what to say about the video. Like it's kind of what we all expected anyway, right? Driver swaps, teams, liveries, further physics updates to the tires, 24 content. a little sneak peek about what is probably the Valkyrie Aston V12 in the end, which makes me think that it doesn't take much to add the AMG GT3 and a bit of livery updating, and you have already the 25 pack, because it's same tracks in WC in 24 and 25. So let's see. I hope the game is gonna be pushed hard through the Le Mans 24 with the with the adverts during the actual event. That should be fun. Yeah, no AMG sound. It was a V12. It was not a V8. Oh, I'm on soft. What? Why am I... Okay. I guess I qualify on soft then. But soft will not survive the second lap. I thought I took mediums, but... And the setup... I didn't save it with mediums. Anyway. Whatever. It's not that big of a difference. I just need to take it a bit slower on the outlap. Yeah, look, they kind of showed the GT3 car and they didn't mention hypercars, so I would assume that GT3s and maybe LMP2 gets the tire update, but hypercars will take a longer time. Which makes sense, right? They already were tight on time, they had to postpone, and then tire update means new setups, new BOP. It's a long process. And that meeting with the ACO, or like the press conference or whatever they called it, that's really good, right? To see that they have this type of cooperation. Serban, it's times 3 fuel, so I have just enough fuel for 2 more laps, I hope. But anyway, here we go. 2 attempts. No cuts. Let's go. No grip. Why don't I have any grip? The tires are, well, kind of up to temp. Ah, the tire wear is times 3 as well, right? So it is kind of one shot. It's not really 2 shots. With both fuel and tires times 3, but oh well. It's really not that much about Quali here anyway, because the fuel saving strategies in the race will be the deciding factor. How long will the race be? I think it's a 30-minute race. Oh dear. that's the way to get a purple sector too. And yeah, there will be some enjoying of clutch and coasting today for sure. But the change log will be probably very scarce. Come on, keep on track. Or like, not scarce, but there is just so many things that have to be in the change log that it's not gonna be detailed that much. And the softs are about to get absolutely cooked through sector 3. But we've got a lap time. 26.4, alright. Should be able to improve by a bit. If the tires don't fully die. Yeah, and hello to everyone that joined and greeted me. And yeah, indeed, the lift and coasting, like, will have to be kind of relearned, because yeah, in RF2 and LMU we've kind of been, it's kind of been a kind of a cheat code. Like, if you mess up the strategy, or if you just have to extend unreasonably long, you just were able to get away with it with the clutch. But if you have to keep the engine, well, connected to the gearbox, you know, it's just suddenly unreasonable, because you keep losing way more. Like today, I think it's pretty close between 2-stopper and 1-stopper in the upcoming race. But if there is no clutch and coast available, then it's not close anymore, then it's surely 2-stopper. Made the apex. Incredible. The Peugeot on the launches is like Toyota. It struggles. I don't know why. I still don't know if it's the actual traction problem or just power issue, but the Ferraris and the LMDH cars just pull away like crazy. Yeah, the tires don't want to tire anymore. And that's a cut. And we're done. Yeah, in these high-speed corners it's just impossible with softs. Like, one lap may be possible, but second lap the grip just fully disappears. Well, not fully, but enough that you have to just lift so much. and then get 100 plus. And there is a Ferrari in P1 now. I threw that pole. I had the pace, but probably many others could say the same. Anyway, we go here, we take the full virtual energy. Yeah, it's 3.9 laps on full push. I need to make a 5 lap stint if I want a single stop strat to work. Porsche in P3, yeah. I mean, LMDH cars should be good at Le Mans anyway, because they tend to have good acceleration and good speed. They just struggle on brakes and sometimes with the downforce. I'm still on, like, why am I on soft? Let's have that medium put on. So many people with hearts on the front. Good luck to them. Or maybe good luck to me, but I don't really struggle that much with the front wear, although, maybe that's a good call. I don't feel like experimenting with it anyway. Well, I'm just gonna click start driving. Hey Trey, I have Hoising World Sprints, I have SimuCube 2 Pro, and I have Grid Engineering Porsche 911 RSR replica that I have won at Maastricht for on that Sim Expo 2 years ago, year and a half ago. Yeah, I'm sorry if I missed some messages, but yeah, my brain is full of whatever virus I have, and then I have to concentrate on the strategy as well and on the racing, and luckily at Le Mans there are enough straights so I can check the chat often enough. Yeah, Waltz, that's a good question there. I don't really have an answer. Oh, that was a massive screen freeze. Into the slipstream. Classic Le Mans turn 1 happening behind, I see. Slipstream, let's go. I think I'm gonna do the 4 lap stint at the start and then 5 lap later. I'm just gonna enjoy a little bit of draft here. Yeah, Serban, it's kind of nice to have only one compound, right? But you don't have to think that much about it. But hypercars, like they kind of need all these compounds. Because like at night at Le Mans and so on, if you have mediums, you will really suffer. Just no grip at all. But then at 55 Celsius track temp at some other track, you kind of really need hearts, like just the thermal properties of each compound are necessary to have to play with. So the last time I attempted this Le Mans with the Peugeot, I had a couple of Ferraris absolutely pulling away like they were still LMP1s. But I think my setup now is a bit better. I kind of stiffened the rear a bit. Now it's performing better in high speed. Ferrari is still pulling somewhat away, but nothing crazy. Oh, that curb. It's open setup. Yeah, Jake, I agree. I mean, it's kind of realistic, theoretically, but it's not how they drive in WEC or anywhere like that. Yeah, LMU still only allows softs at Spa and at Le Mans. That's the 24 rules. But at 25 they can use softs all around, and actually like at tracks like Imola you need softs. They are just so much better tire, and like in real life you saw, was it the Alpine doing the triple soft or something, like crazy strategy. So yeah, they will for sure try to mirror the real life rules as much as possible. And for the tire compounds it should be very simple. I wonder if I have the speed now to go for P1, but issue with this times 3 fuel consumption is that normally lift, like clutch and coasting like this, is actually just a lot quicker than full push, because each lap is like 25-30% virtual energy. And that is like 10 to 14 seconds. And you can clutch and coast quite a bit without losing 10 to 14 seconds within 4 laps. And I'm very happy to see that I have the most virtual energy from everyone in top 8. But what I don't know if there is somebody outside top 8 that is going for 5 laps in the first stint and 4 in the second. Oh, that was Simonian. Did he spin around or what? Yeah, he dropped. Dropped to P7. Yeah, Ryan. I mean, I'll try to enjoy as much clutching today as possible, in the second stint especially. I mean, for the serious clutch and coast enthusiasts, there will always be air factor 2. And I mean, for Le Mans 24, like we are doing VC Le Mans 24 this weekend. It turns out that a full push is right about like 13 laps, and that means basically no fuel saving needed. And if you want to fuel save for extra lap, then you need a lot of clutch and coasting, and it just doesn't make any sense. But that's about the only moment where I could still clutch and coast in RF2. I forgot how beached you get onto that curb. It's really tricking my brain as I try to sync the dash with the in-game kilowatts. It's tricking my brain because I'm preparing for Le Mans in RF2, and the track is the same scan, right? But some curbs are different and the track limits are very different. And it's well, the car behavior between the R Factor 2 McLaren 720S and LMU hypercar is, yeah, quite different as well. Yeah, Ryan, same here. The VC Le Mans 24 will be kind of the farewell to R Factor 2 from my side, except for these special things like, I don't know, some maybe I will do 2K subs party on some crazy combination car and truck in RF2, and then we also have these historic races like HRSC, the Monaco 100 laps that we did, or that some of others did complete. For me it was only 55 laps of Monaco. But like stuff as that, historic content, you can only do that in RF2 like that. And stuff like that I will keep doing in RF2, of course. But the way that LMU is picking up, which is quite crazy, it really doesn't make much sense to spend a lot of time as an esports driver and as a content creator, kind of spending time in RF2, like just a little bit for enjoyment now and then. Hi Shiny, well, the race has been alright, but the most important part of it is coming after the pit stop. Again, because it's fuel times 3 and I have to do 5 lap stint after these 4 laps now. And the car can only do 3.9 on full push, so it's gonna be very interesting. Let's see how many others do a two-stopper and how many actually fuel save. The tires will be fine. So I'm just gonna keep them. And this 3% of virtual energy, well, 2%, 2.5% virtual energy advantage over the leader could potentially put me into P1. Is the BMW competitive? I mean, the BMW hypercar has been always quite nice around here. Or generally, like, I think generally still the bop in hypercars is decent, at least on tracks with long straights. At Portimao and so on, things kind of break for LMDH cars, including BMW. But a bit of BOP could be coming with the update next week as well. Box, box, box. And it's 60 kph here. All right. Uh-oh. Ah, it's Le Mans with these two tiny pit boxes. Where people get crashed into each other by these rotating features. Ah, that's a two-stopper. A 24-hour race in Le Mans later this year. I think there is a good chance of that happening. Safe release. Yeah, I didn't go right when the pit stop ended, so I lost the crucial couple of tenths. Now it begins. The last installment of crucial clutch and coasting before they patch it out. Bear with me, I'm gonna be losing 5 to 6 seconds per lap. But that's better than making another pit stop in my calculation. Let's see how it turns. And it's also good for the tires. Not having to brake from 330 to 100, but from like 250. And yeah, the clutch and coasting will be officially removed in any gear apart from first. Only in first gear you can use clutch after the update. Walton, it depends on the strategy, because if the car head is going full push, at some point you just have to stop using fuel, otherwise you will run out of it. It's times 3 fuel consumption. And it's not really using electric to save fuel, because we are saving the virtual energy, which means like we are saving energy, so it's both battery and fuel. I'm getting less battery because I'm braking less, because I'm lift and coasting more. It's not fuel saving, remember, because I'm not limited by fuel. I can take a lot more fuel, but what I'm limited is the virtual energy, which is by the rulebook the amount of kilojoules that you get per stint. And it doesn't matter if that's battery energy or fuel energy. It doesn't matter kind of what ratio, what combination of it is. Simonian DNF, unlucky. He was doing quite well in P3. So, for 5 laps, I can use 20.18%. And the P1 is surely gonna box again. Yeah, times 3 tires, times 3 fuel. Yeah, the idea is that it's either another 4 lap stint and then box and take 1 lap of fuel, or just do 5 laps. Okay, well, these dive bombs don't help me either. But remember, it's 5 laps. You need to gain the whole pit stop in 5 laps. And pit lane is long at Le Mans, very long, and you're going 60. And then 1 lap of fuel is like 15 seconds, no, not 10 seconds, let's say 10 seconds. So if it's overall 30-second loss, and it's probably a lot more than 30, in 5 laps you would need to gain 6 seconds per lap. But yeah, it must be 40 plus, like, yeah, let's see. Like, I calculated quickly and thought that it's manageable, and I can do it with the clutch, while we still have it. And again, the tires are complaining less. And I will finish quite a bit above 50% remaining, so yeah, tire are not even a worry. Just need to be careful with the fuel. And the strengths of the Peugeot, it's good on the brakes. Although the front, I mean, I think the main point of Peugeot is that the front is not really that aggressive, it's quite vague, so it's quite a stable car, it's not nervous, and it's good for long run because it wears the tires relatively less, it puts less heat into the fronts. So in hotter conditions it tends to be better. It's also having low drag. It's alright on fuel. So people doing the 3 times 3 laps strategies. Interesting. And I'm right on point with fuel saving. 20.14. So I think the Peugeot is... I don't really know overall, like I thought at Bahrain it shouldn't be that great, but it was really solid compared to Ferrari at Bahrain, let's say. Taking VMS Pro League race into account. It really struggled at Sebring. I think it's not great over bumps. I believe it's kind of similar deal like in real life. I don't know what exactly happens there, but like it... something with suspension doesn't work as good as on other cars, on the front suspension at least. Like I couldn't make it to clear the bumps. In the first corner, especially at Sebring, it was a big pain. Yeah, Ryan, it was because we optimized it quite a lot. We learned how to do it. I had exact, well-calculated points where I went from mix 2 to mix 1 and then lift and coasting and clutch and coasting. But it was like, how was it? Like, I think full push was in RF2 in the LMP2, like 7.6 laps or so. Or like 7.3 laps, and then most people just went for the 7, and it was very easy to extend till lap 8. Or whatever the number was. LMP2 has... It had like 75-liter fuel tank, and then by the rulebook they suddenly decreased it to like 62. Like the stints were very short. Favorite hypercar is the Glickenhaus. It's a shame that it's not really used often. And that it's off pace, but it's a big joy to drive. Yeah, the Lambo over bumps is a nightmare. For sure. But the characteristics of the hypercars are changing with the tire updates as well. I mean, now it seems like probably we're only getting the tire update for GT3s. But once the hypercars get the new tires, things could change dramatically. It was a bit late, but alright. I was a bit above the fuel target anyway. So 2 laps to go. In 3 laps of extreme fuel saving, I lost 15 seconds to P1. I think it's looking really good for me. He will box in... I mean, they all will box this lap. And then 1 lap to go for everyone. You know what? The external sound of the Lambo is something else. Like it's crazy good. Ah yeah, the V12 sound. Yeah, let's see how... Actually, let's see how they implement the Valkyrie. Yeah, that was definitely a V12, it wasn't a V10. I mean, there was a V10 from the Lambo, but the unknown car was a V12, so that can only be Valkyrie. I don't know how they are gonna implement it, because it's such a popular car, but BOP-wise, it's really bad. But probably they want people to drive it more. So I don't know, maybe they will be doing tier 2 cups more often with Glickenhaus, Van Val and the Valkyrie. I don't know. Or they maybe make it like the Isota. Because the Isota Fraschini had been, well, not on pace in WEC. But in this game it's not far off. It's quite a solid car. So maybe the Valkyrie will be made to be kind of there. And it's quite, like, it's lighter than all the other cars because no hybrid. So maybe it will work at some tracks. Yes, Nazar, it's quite a special moment, right? The moment of of serenity, or the moment of insane panic if you're a spectator on your teammate's car and suddenly his engine stops producing sound, and then you panic and scramble to see what's happening, and you realize, he's saving fuel. As we go for the last lap, fuel is 21%, which is okay. Well, energy is 21%. And let's see how the gap is to P2. Actually, it's quite a big gap. Larger than I expected it to be. "16 seconds. Crazy. $17.6 even. I thought it's gonna be closer than this, but... well, time for a bit more serenity. Just enjoying the wind. Occasional bump. If there were cows like... maybe some of you guys will get the reference, but there are cow sounds like the mooing on at least on the old Spa in RF2. If you shut off the engine, in some corners you will see the cows, but you will also hear the cows. Yeah, lie between turn 1 and turn 2, that's quite an esports 10th of clutching, right? Price? I don't know about the price. I mean, they said it's gonna be 4 packs, but then they split pack 4 into 4 and 5, right? So maybe if you bought 4, it's free anyway. But this is looking really good. Actually, I'm kind of tight on fuel more than on the energy. but I can turn on the motor map a bit more to fix that. Just carrying the max minimum speed, and maybe one last peaceful clutch and coast. The Peugeot also likes to take some curbs better than other cars, but across the line we go. And that's a P1, and I still have quite a bit of fuel and energy remaining. I wonder if some people from top 5 from behind would be able to mount a bit more of a pressure towards the end if there wasn't a crash happening in lap 1. And yeah, this will not be possible after the update. Because just lifting in 6th gear will really slow you down, like extra 5 seconds per lap probably. Anyway, I have to quickly jump over to the other server to maybe get a lap or 2 in. Yeah, thank you for the GGs. I mean, it wasn't difficult to calculate this, right? I really wonder why nobody else went for it. I literally did like 2 laps of lift and coasting offline before. Like I did one lap full push, 2 laps of lift and coasting. I figured out that it's within 6 seconds on target on the lifting, and I figured that that's the way to do it. Wait, I calculated also for this that we need 75 liters. This is fixed setup anyway. Right, how many minutes? 5 minutes to go. I wanted to check the replays for turn 1, crash behind, but I need these 3 laps of practice now. I really need. How good is the Porsche GT3? You know, about GT3s, I don't really want to comment. I don't think it's that great at the moment. I think it's quite broken. I don't want to touch it. But everything could change dramatically. Because, you know, as Stephen Hood said in the video, they worked on the tire especially to eliminate the tendency of cars to be good at high slip angles. And the Porsche was all about just managing the rear slip or rotating with the rear. So the car could fully change with the update next week. I haven't like really thought of it, but yeah, let's see next week. Yeah, it's nearly undrivable. It was no chicane, of course. It's the classic layout. After the December update, when the Porsche came, it was the fastest Quali car by far, but it absolutely destroyed the rear tires. Like after 5 laps, I just could not drive it anymore. And then it received a big update, and it's kind of better now, but slower. But it just isn't driving like it should be. So let's see next week. Now a little bit of a backstory, or remembering the first 3 races of this LMGT3 Fixed Championship. Round 1 was at Le Mans, I got a tire bug. I had to start on wets because I didn't have 4 slicks available. Luckily it rained soon, so I went from P48 to P8. Round 2 was Bahrain. I got absolutely destroyed by Luke Whitehead on pace. I thought the Ferrari is off pace, but Luke proved me wrong. And round 3 was at Interlagos previous week, and I got trolled by the UI, and I didn't calculate exactly what fuel I should be running. So I started the race with 5 laps too little fuel, and I had to lift and coast for the whole race. So let's hope that Fuji today goes a bit better than previous 3 rounds. But overall, I should have signed up with the Mustang. I just prefer a front engine. Alright, 1 more lap of practice. And I know that the meta on the ABS and the brake bias currently is to have brake bias all the way to the rear. But here on this track I'm struggling. I'm losing the rear into every corner with that. So I had to put it a bit more forward. Yeah, and the front left is getting absolutely destroyed. What's the track temp? 50, yeah. It's gonna be quite crucial in the race to manage the temperatures. You see maybe how the rear is on entry just trying to drift off. Yeah, Porsche is also like that, but times 10. $36.7. Okay. So I guess it's gonna be 35 for Quali. Mustang seems to be incredibly fast. I mean, it's not slow in real life, right? It's quite decent everywhere that it races. Hi Theo. Yes, there will be. I mean, that there has always been a bit of BOP rebalancing, but with the tire change, you cannot deploy a big tire update like they announced without rebalancing the BOP. Because the tire update always brings issues. Fuji, great track. Well, you know what? I never really enjoy Fuji in any sim because you really need, you kind of need for sector 3 very realistic tires because these corners are so annoying. Like so easy to go from full oversteer to full understeer or from full understeer on entry to full oversteer on the exit. You really need a car that you can really feel well. It's hard to learn the inputs. Like in iRacing, you need to learn exactly how the input at each point is. And the dynamic of the corner is just so vague, or like so many different lines are doable that it's really hard to learn. And then with the two big slip angles that are allowed in LMU, but mostly in RF2. It's always been a big struggle for me, this track. So actually, one of the first things I'm gonna do when the new tires arrive I'm gonna check how the Fuji handles. Probably with the Porsche. Alpha, I mean, yeah, I am kind of alpha tire tester. I mean, I think, wait, I need to double check. I should be able to, should I be able to say it? Well, basically I will do a live stream on Monday, and I will check some things. The release is on Tuesday, but you know, people like big content creators and maybe a bit smaller content creators get the permission to review in advance. So I might or may not have the same privileges, and then I can do a live check on Monday. Oh yes, I got a bit of Fabio dive bomb at Fuji as well. Wait, was it a dive bomb or was it just a rare smack? No fuel safe today. Why is my chat not working? Wait. Cannot type anything. I mean, hopefully I have the correct fuel calculated now, so I don't need to lift and coast from 300 meters. Yeah, it was bong in the rear at Fuji, and it was bong into the side at Bahrain. And unfortunately I was not eligible for any bonking from Fabio at Sebring in VMS because Fabio was too quick. I keep forgetting it's not a chicane. It's fixed setup. And the track is slightly colder, but well, 47 is still a lot. Return to garage. Not sure if that was a notification for a new sub. I think I have something broke there on the sub alert, so I apologize to everyone that has subbed me and that I have not personally thanked. But streaming is difficult and stuff doesn't want to work sometimes. Anyway, what is gonna be 11? I'm probably doing 2 runs here, and we have unlimited tires still. It's actually saturated, yeah, interesting. it's just funny that I think, despite Le Mans before having ×3 tire wear, the tire degradation here is gonna be a lot more significant for strategy. But I mean, Le Mans is Le Mans, right? Not much happens on the straights. And it wasn't particularly overheating anyway, so... Yeah, Luca indeed. And I'll have to manage it a lot. I mean, I think I will have to. Not sure how it is, actually. I never properly tested these tires. Right, so another lap of tire warm-up and then 2 laps of push. It's just scary how quickly my tire widgets here on the dash go yellow. And yellow means, was it like 105 surface temp? Which is quite high. $35s already. Oof. $35.9, okay. So let's gain 8 tenths there. I am just unable to drive rear-engined cars or mid-engined cars. I don't know. But my reference is Luke Whitehead anyway, and I'm Actually 2/10 off only. Only 2/10 off Whitehead. I'm improving. That's a cut. That's not a cut. Nah, I'm just too slow. Tires are done. So let me escape. Decrease the fuel a little bit. And let's see if I can do something better on fresh tires. Yeah, Znazar, I'm not too far from 50-50, but like for turn 1 I'm having a bit of understeer, but for sector 3 probably 50-50 is a solid choice. What is it going yellow? I mean yellow is on my wheel dash here on the steering wheel. It's like each corner is has like a color indicator for each tire, and I set it to turn red if it's above 90 something, and then yellow above 100 and something. I don't fully recall the exact temperatures, but I just feel it's useful to have, because I have turned off the UI, like the default HUD in game. Maybe I will hit them up a little bit now, because it felt like, despite cold tires, the first lap wasn't that bad. Yeah, I have to abuse the front, but I don't know how, because I'm just losing the rear. I don't know. Like this somehow, but I don't know. I will try something. Yeah, maybe Ferrari is off pace here. Who knows? I'm just happy to be close to Luke at the moment, in before he improves by 6/10. Was that enough of a Luke Whitehead impression? P5. Oh, that was a terrible turn 1. Nah, the tires are only good for 1 lap because how hot it is. Yeah, 50 Celsius. So maybe I should indeed have gone for under fuel, or like just 2 laps of fuel and then the esports tire abuse on the outlap. But alright, 2/10 and a bit of Whitehead. I'm happy with that. Yeah, I think this is maybe my second race on this layout anyway, so I have absolutely no idea about the lap times. Did I love Marseille? Marseille? The only bell that rings when you say Marseille is that maybe we have mixed up Maastricht and Marseille. If those towns, cities sound similarly, maybe. Well, that's one illegal turn, a pit entry. Okay. Right then, I think this could be 29 lap race. It's like between 28 and 29, but if Leiden keeps doing these lap times, it's gonna be 29. Maybe quick check in Motec. I used 2.68. $78 to be fully safe, but we will use less in the race. Anyway, better be safe than sorry, so let me just keep it like this. Ah! Oh, yeah, okay. Now I know. Gastric. Actually, there is a distinct lack of any story there. It's just that I was looking for a headset, and there was like on this online store in Slovenia, there was like this headset on a big sale for quite cheap. So I was ordering some stuff, and I just threw that into the basket and ordered it, and I like the color kind of, but I had no idea what the actual logo was. But I got told that it has to do with Marseille. So yeah, my apologies, there is absolutely no story about it. And I'm not a fan of any sports club from there, so... Oh well. Maybe I'll go slip 2 here. Need to preserve the rear a bit, although the front will drop off first. I'm really not sure about loving football and Marseille at all, so... Anyway. On to the race start. That's one loud Corvette. Classic Fuji turn 1. I just stopped rotating. Slipstream. Double slipstream. Spicy. Yeah, I wonder why they are not in the wall yet. Yeah, nice beer. Trying my best not to have this red box on the steering wheel turn yellow. I think that's important for now. But I think Whitehead is saving his fronts as well. I would love to avoid these snaps on the entry. Just have to brake less. I don't think the brake bias can even fully fix it. But yes, indeed, I have sufficient fuel this time, probably even a lap too much. Would you believe it? I'm just missing like 10.5-ish. Yeah, front left 100. rear left 102. So Leiden 36. I mean, we are kind of thereabout on pace, I suppose. Supposedly the Ferrari is not the best on tires overall. That's what I worry about. Yeah, I need a big battle ahead. Leiden tires are melting, copy. That's interesting. I remember Whitehead in VMS Pro usually qualifying pretty well. Sometimes easy pole, but in the race it just doesn't work for him. But well, VMS is either 2 hours 40 or 1 hour, and this here is 45. I don't know, I don't really have the pace that I would need. But at this point I think the best option is 36.4. I do 36.9, I don't know. Best option is just to keep it stable and safe, keep tires in check and see what happens in 20 minutes. How is that not a track cut? I cut more and more. I get balance changed by the apex curve less and less the more I cut. But not even a green warning. It's like Bahrain in turn 2. Aston is really good in endurance. Yeah, that's interesting. For some time in the R Factor 2 it was the worst tire destroying car in the GT3 field. But each physics update changed things a lot. I just cannot go into ABS. If I brake hard and go into ABS, I'm just done. I can ABS in a straight line, but not trail brake with ABS. Anyway, closing in on Leiden again. And that's a cut, of course. I'm really looking forward to the Lexus. Like, I liked BMW, I like Mustang even more. So I'm looking forward to another front-engined car. The fights are beginning, let's go. Yeah, 90, that's true. LM GT3 is different than a normal GT3. Leiden in 37s now. And I don't think he got dived. This is kind of second gear exit, but I didn't lose much in third. Ah, Whitehead got David. But still 2/3 of the race to go, so let's see when the tires start screaming. The McLaren isn't a bad car, but I don't know. I find it weird as well because I think it's one of the free cars. So I thought there would be a dive. I expected more McLarens overall. But it's kind of a bit of a special car. quite a weak front. And then the rear is doing mid-engine things and so on, and it's sometimes not the most pleasant. Ooh, light and sideways. I don't think White Hat is close enough for a dive. But potentially a podium is smellable. Yeah, fixed setup is fixed setup as well. Although the POP is made for fixed setups. Yeah, Oscar, I surely hope that's the case. But Leiden isn't ever interested in long run pace as well. He just goes for it and hopes that the tires will survive. Which for sprint races is more often than not a good mentality. Yeah, I'm now into the 20s, 37s. And that's a battle into turn 1 guaranteed. Let's do it, guys. Full defense. No free wide yet. Whitehead has done it in the first attempt. Oof. It's not ideal for me. And for my chances. David straight through as well. Oof. Okay. I guess the grass is the racing line there. And that's right about the midpoint of the race. Come on, David. More dive bombs needed. Well, closer and closer to P1. What is going on? Triple toe. Still no cut. I could have done it 3 wide into turn 1, but I wasn't feeling like it. Was I too conservative there? I had a chance for a couple of dives, but I don't know. Leiden going WRC again. And this is the last thing we need now. David fighting Leiden for P2 while Whitehead runs away. David! ABS kicked in. Yeah, I really need David to stop Whitehead to have any chance at P1, but maybe I shouldn't really be thinking of P1 now. Yeah, I mean, I had the chance of a 3-wide overtake. I don't know, it wouldn't have ended well, most likely. Anyway, matching the pace of Whitehead now. Interesting. I thought I was further ahead. David, no! Yeah, the P1 is slipping out of any probability. Yeah, is it time for a mind pint? I mean, at the moment I would like to make a, I don't know, mind fan boost to David so he can catch Luke for the lead and have a big battle. Is this a chance? It's not really possible to overtake into T1 around the outside. But I don't want to waste race time. David is catching Kluk for the lead, so that's good. Actually, David is super quick there. Dear ABS. He left the room opened. Thank you. I didn't want to lean on him, but that was as much rotation as I was about to get. Now run. Oof. Yeah, indeed, the in-game chat was quite interesting. Hyper, it is the tires. So Leiden is fully fried behind, I suppose. But Whitehead's tires are not great either. So this is looking better and better. Now, to be honest, many of the features are very big hype. It's the best feeling when you're racing and you know that you're saving the tires, and then the grip comes towards you, and while still saving tires, you're faster than the people ahead that burn the tires. That's so good. I hope that's the case now. What's it, 4 laps to go? Maybe 5. Probably 4. Yeah, it's 4 to go. There is something on this corner exit that just detaches the front from the ground and just stops rotation. And that's a battle into turn 1 again. Yeah, let's see what the traffic does. You know, when you ask what will traffic do, you have to assume it's gonna do the worst thing for you. What a dive!
The outside lane is super bad here. And then you run out of track. Oh, yeah. What is going on? As we enter the last lap. How did he make that? And then the Aston acceleration. No chance. And you know, the curse continues. I saved the tires for the whole race and then I I have the rear killing me. Alright, you know what? Yeah, he saved me, but I mean, had the gap behind anyway. You know what was at the fault? I had 2 laps too much fuel. Nah, I don't know. Let's check the replay. No, I'm super happy with how the pace went, because for the first 3 rounds with the Ferrari I had absolutely no pace, but today I was finally kind of semi-understanding what is going on, so, and how to drive. I mean, I'm here for the racing anyway, I don't care too much about the results here in this LMGT3, so I'm happy with the overall experience. Yeah, this is where it started to go a bit wrong, when Leiden decided to go for a very, very late apex. That hindered me. Okay, that's not great on me, but sorry about that. And then I saw, I don't know, I got kind of that Verstappen mentality. If something was done to me, I'm gonna do it to somebody else, or yeah, I don't know. So I saw the guys for P1 going super crazy, so I saw the apex. I went for the apex. I mean, was it a fair move? Yeah, kind of. Right, then bump draft, which is maybe on a mistake. And then trying to go around the outside, because switchback is not gonna work when you have 2 cars on absolute ends of their nerves. So you have to go around the outside. I tried to do it. I should have left a bit more space, because naturally the car on the inside will run a bit wide of the curb, and that didn't help me. But alright. At this point I was like, yeah, I don't... I really have to make a good exit out of turn 2, but if I do if I open up the entry, David will be on my inside, so I kind of brake towards the apex a bit. Everything going well still. Yeah, where is this rotation coming from? Like, this is insane. I was on the limit of my front left there. Crazy. And he fully makes the corner. I don't know. I guess the perks of having an Aston there. That was kind of close there. And then I thought I'm gonna have a nice switchback, but nope. Aston is pretty good in the straight line, and I was on the outside for this double flat out king. Then he misses the apex. I think of going for it, but it's not really a corner where you can just dive. And then I'm thinking of Leiden here. Yeah, Leiden got into my head here. And I was trying to open the entry, but also to try to think of defending the inside. And at this point it's done, because I'm too late on the brake. I'm already sliding a bit, four-wheel drifting. Tire temps are shooting over the roof. And it's just uncatchable. And the rears go into the marbles and off the rubber line and... That's kind of an, like, iRacing rear snap, right? Because it just starts and then it just builds up and it's just uncatchable. Just slowly but surely. Well, GG, Luke Whitehead, but it was a nice race. Looked like a hypercar move. Yeah, indeed. Simbago GG. You were P5, right? Yeah, Luca, I guess so. I wasn't really used to having overheating tires like that. But really, like, with 50 Celsius track temp, you are, like, on the limit of running out of the grip window. Like, you're on 100 or 105 in the HUD. And then any little slide will just instantly throw you out of the window, and then it's just gonna go worse and worse. But the problem is that the cars really have to rotate by the rear so much that you have to rotate by the rear quite a lot. And then it's very difficult to keep it under some kind of rotation. Because if you have a car that has to load front or outside to rotate, then that's not a problem. Then maybe you get a snap and you correct it. But the rear doesn't kind of build up temperature like crazy. But here it's always loaded a lot, and yeah. Let's see in 1 week what happens. What did I want to see? I wanted to see something else. Was it here? Yeah, here I was like, ooh, I have big overspeed, I'm gonna overtake around the outside. But it's Fuji turn free. You cannot do it here. Even if you're a hypercar, you're probably gonna lose the rear if you go into marbles here. Just no grip, and then you run out of corner. So depressing. Anyway, it was a good fight. Yeah, indeed, hyper. I mean, it's not even unrealistic. It happens in real life as well sometimes. Oof. Well, I'm gonna gain a bit of quite a bit of DR today. +6 from here. That's nice. And what did I gain from the first race? +1.9. Okay. I'm kind of 60% into gold 1, so some more good races and it's back to 2. I got asked before how many wins I have or something like that. Well, here you go. That's many races. It's actually really interesting. Like, I'm not sure if I thought about it on stream, but in RF2 I have many more laps than in LMU, but amount of races in LMU is building up really, really quick. So not really sure about like 10 years of RF2 if it went much above, I don't know. I mean, probably goes close to 1,000, but it's 1,000 per 10 years. And this is 250 for 1 year. 46 free. Well, it was easier for the first half of the year. Now that the ACC pros are stepping in, it's going. It's becoming a bit more difficult, but good to see. 12. Yeah. Well, you know what? Probably 8 of these DNFs were game glitches. Like game crashing when I was leading and so on. That happened like 3 times at least. Leading a special event and suddenly game crashed. But cool stats indeed to look at. More wins than pole positions. That's interesting stat as well, right? What does that mean? That I'm not really a good qualifier? Or that probably means that I'm not practicing enough and I find the pace in the race? I don't know. Anyway, it's just numbers. Doesn't mean that much really. Not a hot lapper. Sometimes a hot lap works, sometimes not. Yeah, I mean a lot of code that leads to crashes has been fixed. I'm pretty sure. But well, I mean, I would do maybe a race more, but as I said, I have some virus. I don't know how my voice is still alive. Yesterday I was laying in the bed with 38 Celsius, so good that I even managed a stream today. But yeah, well guys, next or this weekend, 24 hours of Le Mans in VC in RF2. It's gonna be a farewell race to RF2, kind of symbolic farewell. I will do some RF2 in the future anyway, but it's gonna be kind of the last modern high-level racing there. Thank you, Thomas. Until next time, have a nice week. Bye-bye.